It's Fox and Friends.
All right, I got to tell you, I'm really excited about doing the Pundit Pit, and we looked at your email, and we've changed the topics entirely, so I'm going to wing the open. Jason Mateer is outside right. He's the Young Americans Foundation. He's a spokesperson there. McGraw-Milhaven's playing inside right today. Also on the right, McGraw is a tremendous talk show host, 550 KTRS in St. Louis, and made that famous question over to Carly Fiorina, who's qualified to be a CEO of the country. Bernard Whitman, former president and former pollster for President Clinton, and Kelly Goff is playing the role of the woman, blogger and author. And party crashing. All right,
I hope.
Here's the question, and I'll start with you, Kelly. Is race going to play a role in the final election? It seems the AP.
Start with me.
Yeah, let's why not? Because you're the woman, and among other reasons. You're actually the closest to my right.
Okay.
But we have this AP Yahoo poll that says it's going to play a major role. The timing and the reason and the conclusions show that it matters.
Well, I'm actually less surprised than that finding and more surprised about the fact that this is a major news story, because I think that that's actually not that big of a shock. I mean, I know we've talked about it here before on Fox and Friends about the Bradley effect, the so-called Wilder effect, about polls showing a black candidate's doing so much better going into the election than not so well after the fact. So I don't think this is that surprised. I think Barack Obama has just the right attitude about these types of polls.
Color me naive, McGraw, but I thought it was done. When he won Iowa, when he won the nomination, I thought...
No. What's interesting about this is it isn't that people are going to vote on race. It's that Democrats are not going to vote for a black man. That's the interesting thing. Republicans, if you're from Mars and you have the same philosophy as conservatives, they'll vote for you. Democrats, who are always thought to be open-minded and very race-willing, now are saying, wait a minute, I'll vote for Hillary, but I'm not going to vote for the black man.
No,
That's the
I
story.
think this has far more to do with issues. I mean, look, unfortunately, racism does still exist in this country, and Barack Obama has to rise that much far above it. But the truth of the matter is, and I think one of the exciting things is, that Barack's candidacy has introduced millions of people to black America in an entirely new way, and I think he's stimulated these conversations.
Jason, real quick, does the timing matter? Are people setting the table here for an outcome?
No, I don't think so. I want to go back to McGraw's point. Is one-third of Democrats may not vote for Barack Obama. Surprise, surprise. One of their leaders in the Senate is KKK Robert Byrd. Why are we surprised by this fact?
This is not a party-specific. Racism is not a party-specific issue. Right. I think we can all agree on that. So I think this characterization...
And I think it has actually more to do with... It has more to do with class
I was hoping
than it does with
each other, and I got exactly what I'm looking for. When we come back, we're going to talk about the Battleground states, state by state, and find out where you think this is trending, and also what kind of week did John McCain have, and can he beat and win this if it is about the economy? Fox and Friends back with the Pundit Pit in just a second. I'll stare blankly into the camera. All right, you know, this whole Whitehouse thing is really heating up. It's coming down to the Battleground states, and let's talk to our Pundit Pit about, first thing, Ohio. Let's start with you, Jason, as we kind of cut you off at the end.
Sure.
In Ohio right now, it belongs to John McCain by about the margin that George Bush beat John Kerry, 2 points.
Yeah, I think this should scare the hell out of Democrats, because we have such an unpopular president currently, and that John McCain is not only leading, but in other battleground states, he's kind of there, and the polls are fluid going back and forth, but John McCain is there, and he can possibly pull this off. I would be so incredibly nervous right now if I were a Democrat.
I don't think this is actually surprising at all. Because, I mean, we know that Barack Obama has struggled a bit with some blue-collar workers, and which is one of the reasons Hillary Clinton did well there. I think the fact that he's even this competitive actually is a huge testament, particularly since he's been doing so much voter registration, his campaign, with younger African-Americans, and that race was so close in 2004 with some questions about, you know, voting irregularities.
It was all about manufacturing.
What's going to make the difference in Ohio is the economy. And Barack Obama's ad, where he talks direct to camera, explaining his plan, making clear what exactly the change that he's looking for. Tax relief to the middle class, protecting people's homes who are going to be foreclosed, and most importantly, putting some real regulation and oversight on Wall Street. I mean, John McCain, don't forget, was the champion of deregulation for 25 years.
But McGraw, he did not say anything specific last week. He let John McCain come out, talk about fundamentals, talk about firing the SEC chairman, talk about not bailing out and bailing out AIG.
They didn't say anything because they don't know what's going on. There are 2 people in the world who know what's going on, and that's Paulson and that's Bernanke. The 535 congressmen, McCain and Barack Obama, should just sit back and watch them do their work.
Paulson doesn't know either, and neither does Bernanke.
Well, but they're the ones in the room pulling the levers right now. We don't know how bad it has been.
Hoping for the best, because the regulatory scheme was dismantled by the Republican Party over the last 25 years.
Look, we all have blood on our hands over this, okay? This has been a financial 911, and when you're talking about whether it's Ohio or Michigan, Michigan or Indiana or Pennsylvania, that's when Hillary was in the primaries. Her argument was, I can win these states.
But
and
let me just bring this up, Jason. As you know, 17 times the administration is on the record from 2001 till today saying, I got a problem with Fannie Mae, I got a problem with the size of Freddie Mac, I got a problem with the deregulation, I got a problem with what's happening on Wall Street. There's too many homes being built.
Who blocked it? It was Barney Frank and it was Chris Dodd. Republicans, there's some Republicans that straight off, but the GOP as a whole does not have blood on their hands when it comes to the issue.
The Republicans have
Calm down. President Bush in 2003 called for the largest overhaul of the mortgage industry, called for independent regulators, and who blocked it?
The Republicans were in charge of Congress at that time.
But the Democrats did not have the votes did not have a veto-proof majority when it came to that. They had,
thank goodness, because what they did, Social Security would have been privatized, and millions of seniors would have lost their life savings last week.
The final word, because you're the most polite, okay? If we're talking about the economy and not about foreign policy, doesn't it go to Barack Obama over John McCain in this issue, unless he could find a way to get ahead?
Yes.
Very good. Joe Biden liked her explanation when she had to. Thanks to all of you. I forgot all your names, so I'll say I thank you individually. Okay, that's really important.